What we have in this box is a $1,400 Aliexpress pre-built, which on the website looks ridiculous. Honestly, I haven't been this excited to get in a box for a very long time. But before we get into that, we have a sponsor for today's video that helped us pay for this ridiculous pre-built.
Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace, which is the easiest way to get your shiny new website up and running. Squarespace makes it really straightforward for you to get a trendy website up and running with all of these awesome templates that you can easily modify to fit whatever it is you need it to do. Squarespace also has easily accessible e-commerce features, which means that you can sell your macaroni art online with very little hassle. And then you can modify the SEO so that you are the top macaroni art seller search on the Google. If that sounds good to you, head over to squarespace.com for a free trial. And then once you're finished playing around and setting up your website and you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Dawid to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you very much, Squarespace, for sponsoring this video.
Now, before we get into the box, I just want to bring your attention to this document here, which states that the value of the system in here is $282 US. Now, if I don't remember correctly, I paid closer to $1,400 for this system. And I'm guessing that the reason that they put that value down there is so that you don't have to pay as much for import tax. Now, if anybody from the Canadian equivalent of the IRS are watching, I did not ask for this. This is not my fault, I promise. And here we have the box, which is entirely covered in brown tape, which kind of makes me feel like there's some guy in a factory in China whose entire job it is to just cover cardboard boxes with tape. I have to say, Tape Man, you did a wonderful job. It's very evenly covered in tape. Moving to the side of the box, it seems like the case is by a company called Zaginal, I think is how you say that, which sounds suspiciously like Oh, we have a box within an open box. The box under here is actually... Oh, there we go. We can actually start to see a bit of it, which is just getting my juices flowing. And then as you can see over here, we have the grape pot, which is just the best combination of words I've seen in a while. In here, we can see that the case is actually very well packaged. Soft foam and a very exciting looking PC case in there. Let's get it out of the box. Pull that off, like that. Oh, this thing looks genuinely spectacular. Oh, that's something rolling around in there, which I don't like the sound of. We've got some dirty bubble wrap, which is a staple of AliExpress products. Oh, it looks so amazing. Oh, it's got a Strix card in it. So as you can see in here, there's actually a Strix card down there. We've got an EVGA power supply and some motherboard action. We're gonna pull this back. Oh! It's not a very good mounting mechanism, but these screws look really amazing. There we go, revealing the inside. So as you can see here, we have the Strix RTX card. I'm not entirely sure what this is. I'm guessing it's a 2060, but we'll have a closer look at it soon. That's crazy because like a $2,000 Strix pre-built doesn't have a Strix card in it, so that's exciting. And then here we've got more foam to protect the graphics card, and then we have the system down there. You can already see a bunch of big issues with it, but it's fine. Really hope this system actually fires up. Okay, so straight off the bat, there are clearly some issues with it. First off, the AIO is not mounted down properly. So if you can see here, they just didn't screw it down on one side. And then over here, you can see that the RAM is actually not in the correct slots for it to operate as dual channel. Why is RAM so difficult to get right on these damn pre-builds? I don't understand it. But we have 2 sticks of RAM, and they're Tridizzi as well, which is crazy. It's DDR4 3000 and seems to have been a part of a 32 gig kit. So we only got half of the RAM kit here. And then in terms of the graphics card, this is a Strix RTX 2060, which does seem to be used. The motherboard is a tough gaming Asus board, which actually looks like a pretty impressive motherboard for a pre-built. And then we have the Strix card over here that has custom sleeving on it, which is really cool. Unfortunately, the actual motherboard power is just the standard connector, but still, you get cables up here. It also seems like somebody blew their thermal paste load all over this system. There is a lot of random bits of thermal paste around the place. There are also some loose screws lying around, which is always a great sign. As you can see from the side, it is a very flimsy case, but that is without the side panel on this side, so maybe that helps stabilize it a bit. Power supply wise, it's got an EVGA G3650 in it, which is a good power supply. Around back, there's not the best cable management situation going on here. You can see the same goes for around the top here, but that's something that we can pretty easily fix. Honestly, the raw components that we have here are actually very impressive considering what we paid for it. It does suspiciously seem like the system was assembled by somebody who genuinely couldn't be asked. So with that, let's put the side panels back on and fire it up to see if the system actually works. Considering that it was clearly built by a trained orangutan, I am not super hopeful, but let's see what happens. I do have a explosion cam ready in case something goes wrong. But yeah, I think this is the power button. Oh, sounds of water moving. That is a very satisfying power button. I didn't plug the monitor in. Oh shit. It does look really awesome. Oh, look at that, we're in. There may be a bit of a problem because it seems like Windows may be in Chinese a little bit. Can I change that? Can I like... Okay, update time. I've reinstalled Windows on it, and then during the first boot cycle, it blue screened. It was a RAM code error, so I may just fix the RAM configuration, and then maybe that'll help, I don't know. So whoever built this system spilt a whole bunch of thermal paste all over the RAM slots here. The diagnostic LED down here says that there's something wrong with the RAM, so I'm gonna try one stick at a time and see if at least one of them works, and then I'll kind of swap it out for a different kit. Okay, so I have a cheap RAM kit in here that I know for a fact works. So let's see what it does with that. Oh, it's actually booted with that. Now I have my own Tradizi kit in here. So hopefully it works with this one. Oh, that is so much less catastrophic than the motherboard being dead. It still sucks, but you know, it could have been much worse. That's definitely a first in my pre-built buying journey. I've never had a system show up with dead components in it, but I guess it was bound to happen at some point. That estranged RAM kit with half the sticks missing was the problem. Both the sticks were dead. I couldn't get the system to boot up with either of them in it. It did work with the initial Windows install though, so it seems like it's not a bilingual RAM kit. The Windows install just killed both of them. But now that we have our own Tradizi set in the system, it's running very well, which brings us to the gaming performance. As you can see, the system runs very well. While playing Battlefield 5, both the CPU and the GPU are averaging at about 60 degrees Celsius, which is good for those two components, and that temperature stuck all the way through my benchmarking. So that's impressive. Well done, little abomination Aliexpress kind of half-dead system. Now, after doing the performance benchmarks, there was one more thing that I wanted to address, which was the mad pre-built thermal paste bukkake situation we had going on. There really was thermal paste all over the system. So I opened up the AIO and had a look. Lo and behold, there was a whole lot of thermal paste. Oh, there is There is a lot of thermal paste on there. Oh, that's like the Best Buy build all over again. Oh my. Look at all of that. And then down there on the actual CPU, yeah, this is a lot of thermal paste. After cleaning that up, I actually tried to remount the AIO properly, and I now more understand why this system was so badly put together. And it's because this case is just so badly designed. The metal strips that you have to mount the AIO to is so thick that the screws don't really reach the screw hole in the AIO, and if you put any pressure on it, they just pop out. So that's why we had all those loose screws lying around and one screw left holding the whole AIO in. So that's a pretty big design flaw, and just getting to any of the screw holes is so difficult in this case because of they're all hidden under bits of metal. It's really annoying. Other massive design problems with this case include the fact that the power supply sits right at the front at a weird angle. So it means to get the power cable to it, you have to route it through the system and then bring it up at a very, very obtuse angle to get that power cord in there, which just feels highly precarious. In conclusion, the Aliexpress pre-built was a roller coaster of emotions. I was so excited when I was busy unboxing the system that I couldn't stop making weird, overly sexual moan noises. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. It really made my editing process a lot harder to try and cut down on those as much as possible. But then it turned into a pretty frustrating experience having to diagnose the RAM issue, and then finally remounting the AIO properly made me so angry I just wanted to huck the thing out a window at a point. But considering the fact that we got something that looks like a not very well built custom system as opposed to just an off-the-shelf crap box, I think it could have been way worse than it was, quite frankly. And on that note, I ended up also buying a sub $400 gaming pre-built off of Aliexpress, which should be showing up in the next couple of weeks. So sub to the channel if you want to see that. That's going to be a very interesting video. On that note, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. And until the next video, bye-bye.